Welcome to A&N In Depth. Today, I have Kyle Allen, a pastor and the vice president of AWR, which is Adventist World Radio. But he's on assignment with a very exciting project I want to tell you about. But let's bring him in. Kyle, welcome to A&N In Depth, brother.
Thank you, Sam. It's good to see you.
Excellent. So you're working with Pathway to Health there in St. Louis, where the next mega clinic will be. What is this about?
Well, this is an extremely exciting thing. So we are here in St. Louis. We're actually just a couple of blocks right now from where the GC session is going to be held in July. But right here in the heart of this city, Seventh-day Adventists from across the North American division and really from the world are going to converge in the convention center and set up a mobile hospital. And thousands of people, Sam, are going to come every day and receive free medical care, free dental care, free eye care, even haircuts and massages and lifestyle counseling, among a whole host of other services. And they're going to receive these things in the name of the church and with the love of Jesus. And it's going to be powerful.
That's amazing. It's not the first one, right? So you've done this in the past in other places, LA, San Antonio, and so on. And I was reading, you have some staggering numbers. You know, you've seen tens of thousands of people. I can't remember how many patients I read, but it's a lot.
That's right. Over 40,000 patients in the last 10 years. And we've had over 16,000 volunteers, Sam, in the course of the last 10 years. And it's been incredible. I think I misplaced my number here in front of me, but I think it was over $140 million in free healthcare given to the communities over this time. So it's a tremendous blessing. And of course, you can't ever measure that in a dollar figure. It's more person by person, story by story. And it's when you hear those stories of lives changed, people that have not only received, help with their physical health or their teeth or getting a pair of eyeglasses, but they're also able to find Jesus. And so many stories we could share of lives that were changed as a result of coming to a Pathway to Health clinic.
It seems to me, Kyle, that if you have a group of doctors and dentists and nurses and general volunteers, if they were to come together to help alleviate the suffering of others in a way that brings honor to humanity and restores the image of the Creator in them, Pathway to Health, or Pathway as we call it, would be the consequence of them coming together and doing it. Except that we have logistics that are a nightmare. How do you build a hospital in a convention center or a stadium?
It's true. I mean, when I see it actually happening, it is a miracle. In fact, we usually say every pathway is a miracle because all these things come together. And you've got, if you can imagine, a giant convention center like where GC session is going to be, and you come in and you've got patient registration, then triage, and then someone from the patient assistance and transport team takes that patient to their desired service. Like, let's say they're going to get dental help, which is one of our most popular, or I should say, in need services. So they'll go to the dental department, they'll wait there, they'll get their dental triage, then they'll go see the dentist. They'll get a cleaning or a filling or an extraction. And then after that, they'll move to maybe something else. And then eventually they'll go through the lifestyle department where they'll get some lifestyle coaching. Maybe they'll get a massage, maybe even a free haircut, Sam. And before it's all over.
Was that a hint for me?
No, your hair looks great, brother. I think I'm the one that needs it. And then the final stop is that, so they're connected to our spiritual care department, because everybody that comes, we want them to know that we are here to pray for them, and we want them to know that God loves them, and we want them to give them opportunities to continue their journey of healing. And that's where the local Adventist churches come in, which we call health information centers. And the exciting thing is, Sam, here in St. Louis, we have 100% participation with our Adventist churches across the 4 conferences in this metro region. And they're all running seminars starting the week after Pathway to Health. So we're going to invite all the patients who come to attend these seminars and to continue their healing journey. And then, of course, we have meetings coming up by Pastor Ted Wilson in June and Elder Debelair Snell as well. So it's all one big, push leading to GC session in July.
Yeah. If people are watching and are not familiar with GC session, let me explain. This is when we have over 100,000 Seventh-day Adventists that come together every 5 years to make core decisions for what will happen in the future of the Adventist Church. But not only that, it's also to pray together and to fellowship and to have this phenomenal event that brings the best of what the Adventist Church has to offer to the world based on our mission and our core values. And this is happening in St. Louis in July. But Pathway happens before that. It happens in May. Now, it's going to happen very quickly in just a few days here. What are your greatest needs right now? I hear that you really need volunteers.
We do. In fact, a lot of times people hear the word clinic and they think, oh, you only need doctors and dentists and nurses. And it's true. We still need more. In fact, if you're watching this and the Lord moves on your heart, we need you. We need you. Even at the last minute, you can come and volunteer as a doctor or a dentist or a nurse or really any medical specialty. And by the way, Sam, it's really cool. The state of Missouri has reciprocal licensing. So that means that anybody that has a license in any U.S. state can come and volunteer, no problem.
That's amazing. So if you're licensed in Florida or licensed in Idaho, you can come to Missouri for this event and your license applies also there. What about insurance? Because I know some doctors are worried about that.
Yeah, great question. So with big thanks to the World Church, to the North American Division, and our Adventist Risk Management friends, we are covered for insurance for this event. So doctors, dentists, you guys don't have to worry. You are coming under our Adventist Risk Management, and so you don't have to worry about that. We're covered.
Wow.
And I just want to say, this is a huge blessing because I know a lot of times that's a hurdle or a concern. But for this event, by God's grace, the church has worked it out, and we're very grateful.
And I want to point out I don't know what to call it, the generosity of these volunteers. They are often Seventh-day Adventist, but do you have to be a Seventh-day Adventist to volunteer or not?
No, you don't. No, we have volunteers that have come from different backgrounds and denominations. We want people to know that God loves them, and so of course we want our volunteers to treat people with love and respect, and pray with our patients. We ask our volunteers to pray. Our doctors and our dentists to pray, but no, we have people coming from all faiths, and this is a Seventh-day Adventist event, and of course we want people to know it is a Seventh-day Adventist event, but we welcome people to also join us.
That's amazing. So they pay their own expenses. Look at the generosity. They pay their own flights there. They pay their own accommodation. They have to come with love, and they get nothing from it. Perhaps some food in between seeing patients.
Yes.
As efficiently as possible. You do feed them a little bit, right?
Yes, we do. We do. We have a lunch that we give our volunteers, and most of the hotels are giving breakfast. We're going to have some sack breakfast as well. But you're exactly right, Sam. In fact, there was a gentleman that came to our last clinic in Indianapolis in 2022. And when he looked around the Lucas Oil Stadium and he saw all the different things happening, he saw the medical department and the dental department and the eye care. He's like, how does this all, who are you people? Like, all these doctors, they're working for free? These dentists for free? He says, I've never seen this. And he's like, is this a scam? Like, well, I don't understand. Like, medical free, it doesn't compute. And we said to him, it's not a scam. Everybody that's here is here because they're volunteering their time. They've given up their practice. They've come here on their own, and they've done it because they love God, and they want you to know that God loves you. And that's what this is all about, showing people the love of Jesus. And our volunteers have that love in their hearts, and that's what motivates them to come and serve others. And that's the beauty, Sam, of following Jesus, because this is what Jesus did. He helped people, he ministered to people, and then he gave them an invitation to follow him. And it's so exciting, when you see so many people coming together to serve and to love. The atmosphere just thrills your soul. It's energizing because this is what we're meant to do. And doctors have come to me and said, this is why I went to medical school. I didn't go to medical school to make bukus of money. I came to serve people, and now I'm really doing it. And it's just, I can't put it into words, but it literally brings tears to your eyes when you see it happening.
Amazing. I'm going to do my best to be there myself and help. But what if you're not a medical person? What if you are a lawyer or or a teacher or anyone else really for that matter? What can you do to help? Can I still volunteer? Can they volunteer? What's going on?
Hey, that's a great question. By the way, we do accept lawyers. It's okay. My dad's a lawyer, so I can say that. No, we actually have legal services too. That's one department that so people that can come and they get some legal help. But what I like to say, Sam, what we like to say when I'm talking to people about Pathway is I ask them a question. I say, is your heart beating? And hopefully everybody's hand goes up.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So is your heart beating? And then I say, can you smile? And hopefully everybody smiles. And then, do you love Jesus? And if you can answer yes to those questions, you can serve. And the point is, whatever your gifts, you don't have to be a medical person. We need everybody. In fact, we need more non-medical people than medical people, because a clinic like this, there's so many facets, from the registration to the logistics to, as I was sharing with you about how the patients are actually led through the clinic by volunteers, to our exit management, to just the people that help, the security, the people that help put up the stuff. There's so many places for people to serve in a non-medical way. And so we need you. We've got about right now between 1,400 and 1,500 signed up to come to St. Louis. We could use hundreds and hundreds more. We actually had hoped for 3,000.
Plenty of room for volunteers to still sign up.
Yes, and you can sign up until the day basically before the event. So we would welcome you with open arms here. There's a lot of need here, and a lot of people that we believe need to know the love of God. So
when is the event, and where do people go to sign up?
Okay, so this is soon. It's May 5 to 8.
Okay, so just a few days. Okay.
May 5 to 8. So the event is Monday through Thursday. Sunday, May 4 is when most people are arriving. Actually, we have some arriving before that. Sabbath, May 3, we have a big celebration here. Mark Finley's going to preach. We've got an afternoon concert with some academies here that are going to be doing music. But so if you come early, May 3, we have a program at the Central Church here in St. Louis. But May 4 is our setup. Orientation is that evening. If you can't make it by the orientation, that's going to be on Zoom. But clinic starts at 7 a.m. on May 5, and it's going to run through Thursday, May 8. So and there's hotels. We've got hotels, Sam, that have been negotiated rates here in the downtown area. So to help get the prices down, here's how you sign up. Pathway to Health, pathwaytohealth.org.
Okay.
If you go to pathwaytohealth.org, you just click register. That'll take you to the registration page.
Okay, so the hotels and so on, you'll be in touch with them on how to book it at a discounted cost, right? With the volunteers.
Yes, that's right. And
people can come at any point. They can sign up all the way up until the 4th of May.
Yeah. We of course, the sooner the better for our logistics to place you. And you can serve when you go through the registration page. There's a lot of questions. If you're non-medical, you don't have to go through all the medical, licensure questions or things like that. But it gives you a chance to say which area you'd like to serve in. Now, sometimes we can't meet everybody's, wishes about where they want to serve, but we'll try to put you in the best place for you. And if they're full, then we can put you in other places. But just be willing to be used, and we'll use you by God's grace.
I don't think anybody will end up cutting hair who doesn't know how to cut hair. That would be disastrous.
If I was in the haircut department, Sam, I think we'd have people running away from pathways, not lining up.
All right. What about the patients, the people in St. Louis who need health treatment? And do you need to have insurance to come?
No. So here's the beautiful thing. The only thing that you have to come as a patient to Pathway to Health is you need to be able to have a heart that is beating and to
Okay.
walk. Or actually, no, some people come in wheelchairs, and that's okay. It is completely based on you don't need anything. You don't need ID. You don't need insurance. If you're a human being, God loves you, and we want you to come. That's I,
Amazing.
that's beautiful. And so it's a first come, first serve, Sam. So the way it works is that they come to the convention center, and we want to advise everyone in St. Louis to come early because the lines form sometimes even the night before. Our dental line is typically our most in-demand service. So come as early as you can to get in that line. And it's literally first come, first serve by your position in the line. And we will help as many people as we possibly can. Our volunteers always are working as hard as they can to help everybody in that line as much as possible. So the invitation is open. St. Louis, come and receive free medical care, free dental care, free eye care, and all these other things. We invite you to come and be part of this amazing event, Pathway to Health, at the America Center.
Amazing. All right, Kyle, what else do you want to tell people, if there is anything, in the last few days and hours before this amazing event in St. Louis?
I think I would just say that this event changes lives. There are many stories I could share, and maybe I'll just touch on one quickly. There was a lady who came to our clinic in San Antonio, Texas, which was 10 years ago, which amazing, time flies. She had come because she didn't have access to dental care. She didn't have enough money to pay for a dentist. To make a long story short, she came the first day, the line was too long, but she didn't get discouraged. She came back the second day. Still, the line was too long. She ended up getting in to see a doctor, and she got some other services done that day. But she came a third day because she really needed help with her teeth. And so, but the third day, she was able to get in. And by God's grace, she saw the dentist, and she said the dentist was even humming songs as she was working on her. It said it made her feel at peace. And she said, I just felt so much love and so blessed to be in this place. And when I met her on the end of that day, I talked with her, and she was just moved by the love she felt. And I was able to introduce her, Sam, to Pastor Mark Finley, who was walking by at that moment. And then he talked to her and invited her to come to his Teeny Finley's cooking school at one of the local churches in San Antonio. So sure enough, she came to the cooking school every single session. And that is a key illustration of how our local churches are partnering with the event to make that bridge, right? And so then he invited her through the cooking school to his evangelistic meetings. And Patty, at the end of those meetings, decided to follow Jesus and to be baptized into the faith. She became a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and it changed her life. And she was able to give up smoking. It changed everything about her life. And I think that when I look at her story, it's a tremendous testimony to the power of what can happen to one person who comes to a clinic like this. So Patty's passed away now. She passed away a few years ago, but her life was never the same because she came to Pathway to Health. And I believe, Sam, that there are many more people just like her out here in St. Louis, in the big cities all across this country and all around the world, who need to know that there is hope and there's a God who loves them. And so it takes all of us who are willing to come and just be the hands and feet of Jesus to someone else.
Fantastic. So there you have it, guys. If you're in St. Louis, come and be a patient, or if you can help, be a volunteer. If you are from another part of the country and you want to fly in and be a volunteer, you are more than welcome to do it. I hope that many lives will be transformed through this amazing free mega clinic.
Amen.
Well, we want to thank you for listening and watching A&N In Depth. We'll say goodbye to Kyle now, and goodbye to you, I suppose. Next episode, we'll come back with more in-depth analysis of things that are happening in the Adventist Church worldwide. Thank you for listening.